Hey, music makers, what's going on? Are you guys hanging in there and trying to get work? 'Tis the season to be jolly because things are warming up. I know back east it's like, frick, what's with all the rain? It's crazy. And we're getting a little weather out here, actually. But I hope you music makers are doing awesome. I hope you're lining up gigs. I hope you're getting by. I hope you're paying your bills so we can keep, it's all about live music. That's what this channel is about. It's not just the solo gigging, but it's about promoting and promoting live music because we need more of it on this godforsaken earth, right? And all the shit that's going on. And oh, great, we got a plane going by. All right. So, anyway, I wanted to share what a subject I wanted to talk about is promoting. Basically, just promoting yourself and helping out the club you're promoting with. But before we get into that, check this out. This, my friend, is called a lap steel. It's a Recording King, not an expensive one. These things I think go for it's a 6-string, right? And I need this for my recording because a lot of the singles that I put out aren't always all guitar and horns and stuff. I kind of want to get more into kind of a folk rock kind of thing, and so I think having that pedal steel sound, this would be it. So I bought this off this guy. He's a teacher. I went on a 2-hour drive to go pick it up. I was out in Canyon Country, out in California here, Southern Cal. And anyway, so we picked it up. Me and the wife went out there and picked it up. These things go for about $250, shy of $300 with shipping and everything. But it's got a nice P90 pickup on it. That's what I like. Now, they also make these Recording Kings with the humbuckers, too. But I'm in the middle. I like, a P90 is more like in the middle. I don't know if it's considered a single coil, but as far as tone goes, it's between a single coil and a humbucker. So, and it's got a lot of warmth to those P90s. I just dig them. So anyway, I found this one. He used it one time for a school project for his students to get a scary sound. And so, yeah, so that's it, my man. And so I bought it off him for $140. Not a bad deal. And it's only been used once. And then I actually purchased this before I picked it up before I even got my lap steel. This is a Sertano Bender. It's and that's what gives you that really cool, pedal steel sound, especially when you're playing up high on the neck in this area here, up in here. But yeah, so it bends the B and bends the D, and that's how you get that pedal steel sound. So yeah, the Sertano Bender, that was a little expensive. That was like $250 with shipping. But unfortunately, they're not here in the States. It probably would have been a lot cheaper. Now they make other benders, and but the problem is a lot of the lap steels don't have a lot of room back here. So David Sertano is the only one that makes this with a smaller bracket, so you can really squeeze it in on some of these lap steels, because a lot of them, their strings are always, a lot of them don't have any room at the end. So anyways, yeah, so that's going to, good for this is, I know it's not about the gigging live, but it's just about my studio and me recording, my own music, my own original tunes, and I want to get into it. So, and get that kind of twangy Hank Williams kind of thing going or whatever. What I wanted to talk to you guys today about, just share a little something. And this is not gonna it's not going to break anything if you don't do it. It's just what I do. And so I'm just sharing, like I said, this channel is just about sharing, what I do as a solo artist. And hopefully you guys can elaborate on what I do or not do what I do, or you find something better or whatever. So this community is just freaking cool. I just appreciate everybody leaving comments and stuff like that. And, and if I can help anybody out in any way, shape or form, just give me a holler on the comments and I can let you know. You can always email. I got an email address, spankystudios@yahoo. But anyway, so what I wanted to tell you about is promoting. It's not going to make or break you at all. It's just that through the years, oh God, it's busy with planes. Through the years, I have always, even before back in the rock star days in the 80s, you probably well know that, some of you guys probably know that living in Hollywood, we would plaster anytime we had a show at the Whiskey, the Roxy, or wherever, Gazzarri's or the Troubadour, we would promote, and that's what you got to do, promote. But back then in the 80s, the Sunset Strip was pumping. It was just packed like sardines with hair, boobs, ass, and long-haired guys, right? That a lot of them looked like girls. Crazy. It was nuts. And so it was about promoting. So when you had a gig at Gazzarri's or the Troubadour, Whiskey, wherever you played at, you would promote. And most bands did. And you had to promote because most of the bands back in the day, we only did it once, but back in the day it was pre-sale tickets, which sucks. Wow. Okay. So we would get out and flyer everything, plaster, paint, put glue and glue it on telephone poles and street lamps and billboards, and we just plaster your flyer. So it's important to fly, and it helps. Somebody calculated that it only really accounts for 1%, which is not very good. But hey, 1% of whatever, right, is something. And, if you brought, but the thing is, though, back then we were building up a following pretty quick. So if people saw our flyer on a billboard or telephone pole or something else, they knew we were playing. And that's a lot, because although they did do a lot of promoting, we got free promotion too on the rock papers that they had out there. I think they had the oh God, what was it called? Rocks something, whatever. But they had a couple newspapers. They would keep up on who's playing at what venue. So you got a little promotion there too. But anyway, on this situation, being a solo artist, I think it's this is what I do. So I've had experience doing graphics, right? Not heavy graphics. Anybody can learn. You YouTube it, get on there and make yourself a flyer. You don't need to make a physical flyer and start pasting up telephone poles, but you want to make a flyer and put it in a file, in a JPEG file. That way you can not only post it on your social medias, Facebook or whatever you're on, let people know where you're playing next weekend, right? And so I would put a flyer on there, build up a nice little flyer. Now I'm gonna show you the different flyers that I put together. And like I said, they're nothing fancy or anything, but this is what we got. So all these flyers that you're looking at here is, it takes, 20 minutes out of the day to put this flyer together. I'd put these flyers together and put them in a JPEG file. And then I would send them to the venues I'm playing at. And for instance, I'm doing a gig this weekend at the Elks Lodge. I told you I've got that steady gig at the Moose, but I'm doing a steady gig at the Elks Lodge inaugural ball, they call it. So it's a couple-hour gig. And so I'm happy about that. And there's going to be a lot of people there, so I should make good tips. So it should be good. You just never know. But anyway, so these are the flyers right here that I put together, and I will send them a flyer. And most of the time, these club owners or the people management that's in charge of booking or whatever, because they have their own, all their restaurants and stuff like that are all on social media. They're on Facebook. So it's good to give them a little something. Say, hey, I just want to let you know I made up a little flyer, and you send them the file. And that way they can put it up on their media. So not just promoting yourself, but you're promoting for them too. You're putting the name of the venue on there, and yeah. So I just think there's really nothing wrong with doing that. Yeah, I think it's important to promote any way you can. Just let people know. It does take work, but you don't have to. It's not going to make or break you. You can get your gig and let the club owners be involved. Let them do the promoting, and they usually do. They'll usually do the promoting on it. But I'd tell you, it kind of scores points when you come up with your own flyer, and they don't even have to do the work. You just send it to them, and it's just a nice gesture, and it kind of leaves a mark with them. I believe so. And then, as a matter of fact, a couple of the gigs I had when I was on the coast, they were like, I got kind of busy, and then I'd get an email and say, hey, you don't have to have a flyer, do you, for this gig you're doing this week? Oh, yeah, I forget. And so they kind of depended on me putting a flyer. But it's no big deal. It takes 15, 20 minutes to put a flyer together. And, there's so many different photo editings you can use. You could take your picture. You don't have to do a picture. Just put a logo and just put the information, when you're starting, what the date is, what night, the date, what time. Get creative. You can get creative with the flyer and just let them know. And yeah, and if the club you're playing at has an email, well, more likely they do, and they probably do a little promoting on their Facebook or their Instagram or whatever they do, send them a flyer. They'll be appreciative, and it kind of leaves a mark with them. So, but like I said, you don't have to. But I've always done it. I've always done it. I just, because I've always been, years back when I decided to do everything myself, I realized that you can't depend on anybody. Nobody. Got to do it yourself. So I figure, well, if I'm going to do it myself. And so I learned a little bit about editing. It's not rocket science. You just get on there and there's a lot of free apps you can do to edit photo editing that it comes with the text on there. You can put text on your photos, and a lot of this stuff you do right. You can make a freaking flyer on your phone. So yeah, what am I saying? Yeah. But anyways, so I wanted to get that out there just to see, let you guys know that that's what I do. And the owners or managers, whoever's in charge of promoting the venue, the lodge or the club, the restaurant, bar, whatever it is, they appreciate it. They go, hell yeah. So anyway, so thank you all for the love. Thank you all for the support. And we'll talk to you next week. Get this, we'll think of another subject to talk about. And if you guys are something that you specifically want to, I've said it before, if there's something specific you would like me to elaborate on, and I've got some good ideas to elaborate on and do a vlog on, but I can't remember. I've been so busy. My update, let me give you my update. I've got playing this weekend at the Elks Lodge, doing the inaugural. And then next weekend I got another, so it looks like things are warming up. So I'll probably have a once a month maybe there at the Elks. I'm twice a month at Moose, once a month at the Elks. And I believe I'm doing Memorial Weekend, like a Thursday night, not a Friday, because, but this place called the Social Club. And so they finally saw my links. I finally communicated with them, and they liked it. and they definitely want to get me in. So I'm going to be touching base with them next week to get a date in ink for Memorial Weekend. Then I called this place called Black Dog Social Club, and it's a private club, and it's at one of the lakes towards Arrowhead. I think it's out towards Arrowhead, like Green Lake or something like that. And so I saw them on Facebook, and I gave them a shout, and they got back to. So what's interesting is they have no food. They do have catering outside. They don't have no food or drink. And I'm like, wow, they just depend on music. So they have this like little venue. It looks like a pretty good size, but they are working on getting their food license and alcohol license. And they also own a store next door that has treats and snacks and stuff like that next door. Really unusual situation. It's a little community called Green Valley, and it's got and they got the Green Valley Lake or Green Lake or whatever it's called. So, anyways, I talked to her. Boy, it was like pulling teeth. She only wanted to pay $100 for 2.5 hours. And I go, I can't do that. I says, I just told her I'm going backwards. I can't do that. And I says, I understand if you guys don't have a budget, because, it's probably an hour away from here. So I wasn't really caring too much about looking forward to the drive. But she got back to me and she saw my package and she says, well, we could do, she gave me a quote. I told her I normally charge $250 I usually average out anywhere from $100 to $125 an hour. So if I do 3 hours, 4 hours, whatever, right? So, but I got her to go $140. Got her to come up $40. So I told her I would do it first. So I'll just do it. I'll go out there. Yeah, I'm not going to keep doing it for that amount, but, hopefully her budget will get bigger and she'll get her food license and get everything going in there. It's a husband and wife that own this little place, and it's a private music club kind of thing. So anyways, they liked, obviously, what they saw. So I'm booked there on May 6th, and then the following night I'm back at the Moose Lodge. So things are picking up a little bit for me, as I know they're picking up for you guys. Some of you guys, they're really lining up a lot of gigs, and I just love to hear that news because it's just so awesome, right? It's the love of live music, whether you're solo, duet, trio, whatever you are. Anyway, so that's that. Anyways, hope you guys have a wonderful week. Sorry it took a little bit long, but I had a lot of stuff going on and did a lot of sewing and did a lot of repairs on the trailer, this, that, and we got a couple bikes so I can get in shape for the summer. So anyways, love you all. You guys are the best, and we'll yak at you next week.